All right. Welcome to today's Feature Friday interview. We have a special guest here for you today. I'm going to wait for him to hop on. And happy to be on board with you guys. This is Tim Cox. I'm here representing Tim and Sarah Cox. We're here on our business page. And we've been in the network marketing profession for 7 years now. And what we like to do in this page is share some knowledge with you guys about the industry, an industry that has really changed our lives and has really given us a different perspective on life. And so what we like to do on this business page is share some knowledge about the network marketing profession. Sarah, there's my wife, Sarah, watching from the Baltimore airport. She's going to be teaching an event in Boston here. So I'm waiting for our special guest to hop on, Brandon Cunningham. Let me see. Let me know if you're there, Brandon. We'll get this interview started. How's everybody doing? First and foremost, drop a 1 if this is the first time you're on our business page and watching one of our broadcasts, and drop a 2 if this is the second time or third time that you've seen us before. And let us know if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. And if you share the broadcast, we don't have any prizes to give you, but share the broadcast out. Let us know in the comment section that you shared, and we'll be certain to go back and interact with you in the comment section. So, waiting for Brandon Cunningham to hop on here. Let's see. There he is. Right.
Hey.
What's up, my man?
What's happening?
You know, when you do these split broadcasts, it's a little nerve-wracking when you try to send an invite to somebody, whether or not you're gonna have to do the broadcast alone.
Yeah, no doubt. It's worse than a blind date.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so, like I said before, guys, share the broadcast out, especially with those in the network marketing profession. This is certainly going to bring you some value. And let me do a formal introduction. You know, like I was saying before Brandon hopped on, my wife Sarah and I have been in the network marketing profession for about 7 years now, and it has absolutely transformed our lives. And through that journey over the last 7 years, there's a lot of people that are responsible for helping us to expand our vision and really help us to understand the power of this industry. And without people like the person that we have on this broadcast right now, Mr. Brandon Cunningham, I don't know if we would have lasted in the industry, and I certainly would not have had the vision of what this industry could have done for our lives. And so Brandon has been a really good friend and mentor to us. He actually helped to introduce it to our entire state of Louisiana. He lives in Tampa, Florida, but he is a Cajun true and true. You see this hat I got right here, Brandon, LSU. I know you're a Tiger fan. I know you're a Saints fan.
There you go. Look, check it out since we're on Facebook. Here's my little wall right here. Right
there it is. There it is. You're a Drew Brees.
See what we got over here.
2 more years with Drew Brees.
Here we go. Let's see what others say. Like, I got a little coffee mug action over
there. Awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, so Brandon and his wife, Lynette, they're parents of 2 beautiful kids. They really set a good example for us of what it means to create a business from home, be full-time parents. And they reached the top rank of our company. We've been working together for the last 7 years and have really just set the bar high, not only in our company, but in the entire industry. So they're well connected in our company. They've sat on some pretty significant boards within our company, but also in the entire industry. They are really helping to set the standard of the industry. So Brandon, why don't you start this thing off and just give us a little background of where you came from, the traditional business world, and how and why you got into this amazing industry of network marketing.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on here, Tim, and your introductory words are very kind. We've enjoyed our time with you as well, and Sarah. We learn from everybody, and I've certainly learned a lot from you guys. Even outside of LifeVantage, like Tim and Sarah just make some really solid decisions. And if you surround yourself with people who make solid decisions, before long, you find yourself in a better position than you were. And really, that's really what network marketing is all about, honestly. But prior to LifeVantage or being in network marketing, we were just your traditional business owners, small business. We had employees in a few different businesses, but we were we always found ourselves with that entrepreneurial spirit. We bought our first business in our early 20s. In fact, Lynette and I were just talking about this morning, that we were 6 months into our marriage when we bought our first business, which could be catastrophe for a marriage.
That's right.
But it actually was amazing, and we were happy, and we turned one business into the next business. And so yeah, we'd never done network marketing prior, but our professional background before network marketing was real estate and the automotive industry. We had dabbled in a few other businesses, so I know how to polish brass really well. Did that for 7 years, right? So a lot of people don't know that about me, that we traveled all over the U.S., but mainly in South Florida, in hotels doing brass refinishing. So that's kind of where our entrepreneurial teeth were cut. But we're just like everybody else, just traditional business owners, and found our way to network marketing.
Awesome. So what was your perception about network marketing before? Because I know from my standpoint, I wanted nothing to do with it. I was introduced several times before the company that we got into, and my perception about network marketing was just all wrong, I'll tell you. And I learned a lot once I finally sat down and really learned about it. So what was your perception about the industry prior to getting involved? And then how did that change as you got into the industry?
Yeah, well, I talk about this and I teach a lot about this, because if you understand the mindset of your audience, like you always should know your audience, right? And for us that are in network marketing, that are talking to people outside of network marketing, remembering what you went through is a big part of how you should be communicating with everybody else. And yes, so when it's your first time, my concept of network marketing was selling things to your friends, which, listen, it's not. I can't remember the last time I sold something to one of my friends. Well, maybe it was, but it wasn't our products. It was probably some tires off my truck the last time I sold to one of my friends. But that was the idea. And the other thing was, like, it wasn't like anything you would do for a living. It was like kind of like we call it today a side hustle. So I just didn't see it worth my time. And so that was my preconceived ideas of network marketing, was that you sold things to people and you didn't really make a bunch of money out of it.
Yeah. So how did that change when you got in?
Well, what's changed is that I have come to realize that it was exactly what I was looking for in traditional business. Like, I was in real estate as a real estate investor, and that's all about leverage. And I realized years and years ago that trading time for money was never going to get me where I needed to be. I needed to have some type of leverage. And you can only leverage two things in this world, guys. You can only leverage money or the efforts of other people, like in a system. So like McDonald's, they leverage the efforts of people. Some people will call that franchising, but at the end of the day, when the doors were open at the franchise, there's got to be people in that building working. Okay, so I understood that, and I had a little bit of leverage as an employer, right? But it was never enough. I could never replace myself. When I would go on vacations, I was always worried about what everybody was doing at home, and they were doing nothing. Like, the vacations were really expensive. I had to pay for the vacation, and I had to pay for all the things the employees were not doing when I got back. And what's changed now is that network marketing is the ultimate leveraged model, because let's just say in traditional business, even think about a Starbucks. Okay, everybody is familiar with Starbucks. What if overnight a given Starbucks, their business doubled? You would have very unhappy, I mean, just from a logistics, there's not enough parking places. People would not come in the door because there'd be no parking place. They'd be waiting in lines that they'd just go, this is too long, I'm leaving. And so with our business, there is no way to outscale, because when we add a second person or a third person to our business, what we do is so simple that everybody can do it. So it's the ultimate leverage. And then that gives you what we all were looking for in the first place, and that's freedom. And so I'll tell you guys this. Here's something else I've learned. Women are the best networkers in the world. Women are compassionate, they're communicators, and it's why they dominate our industry. But here's what I'll tell you about the guys. And I had to think about this, Tim, because I'm a guy, obviously, and I'm like, where are my dudes? Where's all the guys? Here's the deal. In my opinion, when a man looks at network marketing, a man joins a network marketing company many times, not so much for the product, but if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. A lot of guys do it big, but the problem is their ego. So for all you male network marketers out there, get your ego stepped aside, okay? Because women don't have an ego as much as men usually, and that's why women blow this thing up. Men are more worried about what their friends think than women. So from a preconceived idea, guys, I'm just talking from a man's perspective. I was really worried about what my buddies were going to say. Like I had lost my mind and lost everything, and I was so desperate that I had to go do network marketing. And once I got thick enough skin, and once I could articulate why I was actually doing it, not about the product, not about the comp plan, but why, and that's when things started to explode.
Yeah, well, I mean, we both have very, very strong, powerful wives. In fact, your wife, Lynette, has been such a big influence. I remember when we first started, she always used to talk about Lynette and how much she wanted to be like Lynette in the industry. So, yes, we know the power of women. I think what you said goes back to a lot of just that old school mindset that the male is supposed to be out working his job throughout the day. The woman is supposed to be, right, taking care of the kids. And you come home at the end of the day and spend a little time with your kids. And what I love about this industry is it has allowed us to flip that around. Like we can now be home with our kids and spend more time with our kids. And when I was working in the construction world, you talked a lot about leverage. The way you create leverage in construction is employees or subcontractors. And the more you build that up, it really builds a prison for yourself. And I love the leverage aspect of this, being able to do this without all of those headaches. So been in the industry for 9 years, and the crazy thing is our company that we're in is probably 10 years in this industry. So explain to everybody what it was like to build in the very beginning with a startup, because there's startups in this industry literally every single day. And the thing that people always say is timing is everything. Get in on the ground floor. Kind of run us through that process of the first couple of years of really getting this company off the ground and what that was like.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because if your total pitch for your opportunity in network marketing is timing, tomorrow it's not a better opportunity, because every day a network marketing company launches. So if you're strictly pitching timing, you get one day and then tomorrow there's a better company, a better opportunity, because another one started tomorrow and they're newer, right? And so it's got to be beyond that for what type of opportunity you have. When we started this thing, getting it from the ground up, it really boils down to whether it's now or wherever you are in the line of time in your company. We're always kind of pioneering something. You're either pioneering your neighborhood, you're pioneering your city, your state, maybe you're pioneering our country. But what it was like was really, it was fun and difficult. I remember my very first home meeting, just so everybody knows, right? Because a lot of times people say, oh, when you get to the top of the company, you must have used some special people, or you had some this or that. Listen, my very first home meeting, that was like the real legit one we were going to do without any upline around, was at a friend's house. And he showed up late. And when he showed up with a 6-pack of beer, walked right past the meeting. He kind of gave us like one of these, like, what's up? And just kept walking. And we were like, what's going on here? That was our first home meeting. And so it was very much like everybody else when you first start. We had a lot of people not showing up. We had a lot of people telling us no. But at the same time, there was a gut feeling, Tim, that what we had was going to be big. And I think for anybody that's watching this, whatever company you represent or what you're a part of, if you're ever going to do anything big, you have to believe in your products and what you have as an opportunity, whether it's product, opportunity, timing, comp plan, or the whole package. Not 99%, it has to be 100%. And so we believed 100%. We had some skepticism, but we quickly would get that squashed with a phone call. Like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? Our belief was so strong that, someone in the room is always buying and someone's selling, Tim. And we just made sure our belief was always higher than the skepticism in the room, and we just won more conversations.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy that how far this thing has come. The first couple of years, and our particular company was losing money, and you're wondering if it was going to work, and definitely have laid the groundwork. So let's fast forward a little bit. So 9 years you've been in the industry, you've been at the top, one of the top earners in the entire world in any company. And when that happens, obviously people start to see you, they start to recognize you and start to recognize your network. And you start to get approached with different things and different offers and under the table deals. How do you, obviously the average person that's watching this right now doesn't have that type of level of success. However, we all get distracted. Like, how do you eliminate those distractions and focus on the thing you're doing now? Because the shiny object syndrome in our industry is real, right? It's like the next best thing, the next best thing, the next best thing. Before you know it, you realize that it wasn't the thing that needed to change. It was actually us that needed to change. So talk a little bit about that, eliminating the distractions and staying on course.
I love that question. Like, that's a good topic. I love talking about it, but I'll keep it brief. Distractions, like you said, are everywhere, whether they're in your personal life, could be health. Your own health suffers. So when your family's health suffers, there's distractions there. Or it could be from within your own company where you have clashes of personalities, and they start to tell you things you just don't need to be a part of. Like, I got brought into conversations early on in our company that I wished I could have unheard. Like I wish my brain could have never heard that, right? Because it was very difficult to deal with it. And then, of course, yes, I get every day, I get that text message or that Facebook Messenger, hey, let's connect. And I'm like, yeah, we can connect, but I ain't playing the game. Like, I know, I know why you're wanting to connect. Anyway, here's what I would tell everybody from a distraction standpoint, because this is what I think is one of the most valuable things. Once you get over that first hump, once you start to get a little bit of traction and start building a little bit of a team, in order to make the leap from amateur to pro, this is it right here. In order to make the leap from amateur to pro, your team has to know you have their back 100%, and your focus is nowhere else but with your company. I hope that I hope that I've never given my organization even a percentage of 0.1% of doubt that my interest and my intent was anywhere outside of our current company. And so a lot of times people will say, well, yeah, you can, this product's different and that service is different, so I can be in 2 network marketing companies. No. You can't be in 2 network marketing companies and win. You can't. And you can debate that, but I don't know any 6-figure earners in more than 1 network marketing company. There's certain circumstances out there, but they're very, very minor. And here, I'll take it even another level. I've watched people get success in our current organization and be distracted with other opportunities outside of network marketing, other investments, other this, other that. And it is extremely, extremely detrimental to their organization because it sends the wrong message. It sends the message to them that, wait a second, maybe this opportunity is not as strong as I thought, because if it was as good, why would you even be looking at those other opportunities? Mm-hmm. It just sends the wrong message, and everything we do duplicates. So if you're going to go make it public, now I'll tell everybody, I still love real estate. And I've done some real estate deals since I've been involved in my current company. But I don't bring anybody into that. I don't ask their suggestions. It doesn't distract. No one knows unless you're just going to go look around public records in the county I live in, right? And so that's a great question, and it's what separates the amateurs from the pros. You cannot make the leap to pro when you're sending mixed messages to your team about where your intent and where your interest is.
Yeah, and I've had this conversation with people before, and they're like, well, I'm doing it, I'm having success. And like you said, everything duplicates, and you might be really talented at juggling a million things. And some people I know, I'm amazed at how many things they're able to juggle. But the question is, can the average person in your organization do it? And most of the time, it's not. And it's monkey see, monkey do, right? They're going to do what you do, not what you say. And if you're out there doing all these different things, they're going to try it, and they're probably going to fail miserably at it. So, yeah, I agree 100%. So let's talk a little bit about personal development because, I've been in personal development for almost 20 years, well before the network marketing profession. And most people that they come in, they haven't had that experience with personal development. Talk a little bit about how important that is and what role that really plays in helping you truly take this opportunity and run with it.
So that we just talked about the jump from amateur to pro. Personal development is the jump from pro to 7 figures or high 6 figures. You can make 6 figures in network marketing and still be making a lot of people mad and causing a lot of drama. But I don't know too many people that are going to crack that $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year income without really having an intentional approach to personal development. It's obvious that you've dove in for years. You, Tim, you're in the top 10 of the all-time most emotionally intelligent people I know. Just by watching the way you do things and the decisions you make and the things you say when you say them, and I know that comes from personal development. It is massive. And so here's the thing. As Tim said, he's been doing it for, what you said, almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. It's not a deal like you read a book and you got it. It just doesn't happen that way. It takes a long time, and then you have to take what you read and learn, put it into practice, and then learn from that and master personal development. And at the end of the day, the person who causes the least amount of drama and can contribute to the most people wins in network marketing. It's the one thing that is most overlooked is personal development, because I know people right now in my current company that are making 7 figures, but the conversations I'm hearing all around lets me know that no matter who you are, you've got a lot of room for personal development. It's a school we never, ever graduate from. And to me, it's something that it's a focus. Like there's 5 things I do every day, and personal development is one of them.
Yeah, it's one of those things, we talk about when you have a large organization, every single day you're pouring into people. And to me, learning and personal development is like refilling that cup. If you're not learning, if you're not developing personally, you have nothing to give. And so, the larger organization you want to build, the more people you want to lead, you've got to continue to fill that cup. And so let's talk a little bit about the evolution over the last 9 years. When we first started, it was all belly to belly, kneecap to kneecap, and we created a lot of success, right? It allowed both of us to be full-time in network marketing. But talk a little bit about the evolution over the last 9 years, in particular with social media. How are things evolving, and what do you see happening in the industry?
Now, I'm going to tell you something that just happened 10 minutes before I jumped onto this live with you. I'll drop a name. I'm not a name dropper. Some of you guys may know Lance Conrad from the industry. He just called me, right? And I thought it was weird that he was calling me, because when a phone rings these days, you're like, what's that? Like, what? Was that a phone? Was that a phone ringing?
What's that noise?
What's that? So I actually, it was my watch that was ringing. So that's where we're at. I'm like, my watch is ringing. Okay, so I pick it up and we chat. We're laughing because he's like, I'm old school. But here's what he told me in the call, and it's something I know, and it relates to your question. One of his business partner, a really good friend, is Rob Sperry, and so Lance was telling Rob that him and I had connected, and Lance and Rob goes, oh yeah, I know Brandon. And he starts rattling off all these things. He's like, well, how do you know him? And he's like, well, we met on Facebook and we just started chatting. And so Lance's comment is, I'm old school and that's valuable, but when you are using social, you just connect at a higher rate of speed than is almost possible with the phone. Because most people let calls go to voicemail, or their phone's not even with them, and you're constantly chasing your tail with phone calls. And when you're using social, You obviously have billions of eyes you can get in front of, but you can communicate at a much higher speed. And listen, man, as we all know, success loves speed, money loves speed. And it's a little overwhelming at times, but social media has become a big part of society, not just network marketing. And in every business, I mean, right now, if you're in the automobile industry and you're not taking advantage of social media, you're missing out. If you're in the real estate world as a realtor and you're not taking advantage of social media, you're missing out. Athletes, guys, I know some guys right now that are professional athletes, and they have hired social media managers to help them create better images, and they're getting bigger contracts because of having a PR person on social media. So if you're a network marketer and you're not on social, it's okay. Lynette and I built a 7-figure income on knee-to-knee without social, okay? But I'm just telling you right now, I don't think we can survive in today's world in any industry, especially network marketing, without a social media presence. And I would think not even having a presence is good. Like, you need to be a practitioner because your team's going to be in it. And if as John Maxwell just told me, he's like, listen, if you're not in the trenches, before long you're going to be irrelevant. So you may not like it, but you got a decision to make. Do you want to be respected, or do you want to be honored? And I'm like, what are you talking about, John? He's like, well, if you want to be honored, tell people what you used to do. If you want to be respected, show them and tell them what you're doing right now. And I'd rather have respect than honor any day, Tim. So I'm all over social, dude. I'm cranking.
Yeah, and it's my belief that everybody's going to come around eventually. It's similar to the beeper and the flip phone. There were some holdouts that didn't want that crazy looking glass phone when it came out, the iPhone, and everybody evolved. And the ones that converted last year is so overwhelming. So I always tell people that you're going to convert eventually, so you might as well at least start learning pieces of it, because the further it gets away from you, the harder it is for you to go from where you are to where you want to be eventually. And so I love the fact that we're schooled in the old school, but I love the fact that we like the new school stuff, because I think the way we did things in the very beginning, kneecap to belly, we learned the hardcore principles of network marketing, right? And we just are now applying that to social media and technology. And having a knowledge of both is great, because you'll have people that come into your organization and some want to build just old school, offline, and some want to build online. And you as a leader have to at least have an understanding of both. That way you're not telling them not to do the one thing that they want to do, because at the end of the day, you can't tell people how they have to build, right? You can only help to guide them in whatever capacity they want to do, right? So
yeah. What you would want to do is when you get a rock star into your business, especially if they have experience, is the first thing you ought to do is find out where their comfort zones are and what they want to do, and hopefully you have some skills that they don't possess yet that you can contribute to their game. Because if not, then they may not end up partnering with you. So you got to be able to bring some stuff to the table. I will tell you though, the old school stuff, when you really gets to the nitty gritty, when you're talking about distractions and when the crap hits the fan, I'm just going to tell you that I hope you have broken bread with enough people and they trust you, like real hardcore relationships. And I still believe in knee-to-knee quite a bit. I was in Puerto Rico a couple of weeks ago. I'm jumping to Utah next week because it's for one reason. It's to show people I love them, I care about them, and nothing speaks more volumes than being right there by someone's side when you really are building leadership in a team. So you're right. I really do think it needs to be both. But I'm agreeing 100% with what you're saying, man. Socials, and it's moving so fast, dude. Like, it's moving fast. You got to be on it.
Yeah, that's true. And so a couple more questions. Let us know if somebody's just starting out. Say somebody's watching this broadcast right now. Maybe they're not even in the network marketing profession, but they've been thinking about it. Or they just joined, they just launched their business. What's the biggest piece of advice you can give to somebody who's just completely brand new right now, knows nothing about what we're talking about right now?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is you're going to have to come to grips. If you've never done network marketing before, but you just know you got to do something, like what you're doing is not working, first thing is network marketing works. Okay, let's just establish that it works in a big way. But what you need to understand immediately is this business is much more emotional than it is tactical, right, or technique. And so if you can firmly, and people can say it, the words can come out of their mouth, it's a different thing to execute. If you can make it like a 12 months or 18 months and really not be affected emotionally by the responses you get when you start building your business, when you start putting it out there to your network, just know that the vast majority are probably not going to be ready to jump on when you're ready for them to jump on. And the moment you realize this is a business of timing, and the moment you realize this is a business of being at the right place at the right time and letting people come to you, an attraction type process versus we call it a hunting process, then your business will grow. So just if I could put a real entrepreneur's head on the shoulders of new distributors, like a business owner, no business owner buys a business and thinks they're going to be pulling in money hand over fist, like the real money, take home money in the first 12 months. Most businesses take years to get out of the red, years. And so network marketing isn't. There's very little debt. That those years is what you're doing is attracting people and being at the right place at the right time. So if you're brand new looking at this, just know it works, and know that there's going to be things said to you that are going to probably hurt your feelings, or the people that you thought were going to do this or not. So get some really thick skin, and know that what you're doing is because if you repeat the last 5 years, if you don't do the network marketing opportunity that's in front of you, and you do what you did the last 5 years, you're looking at your future 5 years from now. So go surround yourself with people that have what you want, but real authentic people, not just the talk. That's what I'm saying, man. Get to know who you're partnering with, some authentic people that have got what you want, and then just go do what they did and let them coach you, let them help you. That's what helped us. We're not special, Tim. We just had some full-time networkers that helped us navigate the landmines, and then we helped our team navigate those same landmines.
Yeah, having leadership and mentorship to me is everything in this industry. And Sarah and I were obviously very, very fortunate to have some really good leaders in you and Lynette and Brandon and Fred and the Belanges and everybody else that truly helped us to see the vision of this industry. So I agree 100%. And kind of what you said, I think it goes back to setting the right expectations for your people. The reason why sometimes people get disappointed that you're not rich after the second or third week is because the way people are inviting people to look at network marketing is that you can get rich in a couple days. So the expectation is all wrong, which leads to the disappointment. And so, and those of you out there, maybe you're not brand new, but you're continuing to bring new people into the industry. You setting the right expectations at the invite when you're talking to people makes all the difference in the world after your people join with you, right? You agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. As I said on an interview earlier this week, man, and I wasn't the one that coined it, someone else did. The truth is good enough. I mean, listen, the real world outside of network marketing, it's rough, man. No one, when you got a job, they didn't promise you to be a millionaire. They just promised you an income. Like, here's your salary. This is what you're going to do this, and we're going to give you that. So why do we do it any differently in network marketing? Don't make these crazy promises. If you do this, the company's going to give you this. And if you do more, they're going to give you more, right? Just the truth is good enough. We don't have to paint these crazy pictures because honestly, it's for most people, they get in network marketing just to make a few bucks, get their products for free, enjoy the products. And if they get the bug, I call it a parasite. If they get the parasite, they're never going anywhere anyway. Like, I'm in network marketing for the rest of my life because no one will pay me what a network marketing company is currently paying me to do anything. I can't play. Like, the money we make, it's on a level that there's nothing else on earth I can do. I'm spoiled. I've got the parasite. I'm in it for the rest of my life. I can't do anything else. This is it, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're right at 30 minutes. I'm going to leave this last one to you to just give us some parting words. What would be just the best piece of advice or whatever that you want to leave everybody watching? We've got 60 plus people. By the way, share the broadcast. Share it out with your people, the network marketing profession. And Brandon, the floor is yours for the last couple of minutes. Just leave us with some good words.
And, I'll give you kind of my mindset about what really gets me still burning about the profession of network marketing and why I love it so much. Because I was in the grind, right? I owned my own businesses for 17 years. And what I was trying to achieve in traditional business is exactly what we've been able to do here. And I'll just say this, guys, there's two columns, right? There's the column over here of what it costs for you to live. Everybody has a cost of living, and they're all different levels. You know what those bills are, right? And you've got more than one bill. Okay, you've got 5 bills, 10 bills, maybe you've got dozens of bills, and you know what they cost. And if you're counting on dozens of bills to just be paid by one source of income, that's a problem. Because what happens if that one source of income shrinks or goes away? It's a problem. And then the other thing from that, so you go, no, I got multiple sources of income. Good. Multiple is better than one. The next question is, do those sources of income, do they match your bills? And is that income coming in if you're not working? And I'm really trying to strip this down for you guys. If you're not in network marketing, this is what it's about. You got these bills and you go trade time for the money. But if you don't have the time for whatever reason, injury, sickness, whatever it is, what happens over here? And that is why everybody should be in network marketing. You should start building today some form of residual income, and then get with a group of people that can help show you the easy process to where you can maybe make $1,000 a month, right? So that you got a little bit coming in, and then really fully dive into what we do professionally so that you can make a high 5-figure income or 6-figure income, and start to build some true residual income. Because at the end of the day, I had worked for 17 years, my own boss, and we crushed it. Like, we were making good money, but if I couldn't go to work, we were in trouble. And that is not a way to live. It doesn't give you any freedom. And the moment you have enough residual income to match your bills, you're free to make a choice. You don't have to go to work the next day or the next month. You're free at that point. And my parting shot is this, guys. That is how we are supposed to live. At once upon a time, there was no currency on earth, if you're getting my drift, guys. Once upon a time, there was no currency. We have it. It's something that we have to have. It's a way of life. And for that reason, we go out and we trade time for money, but that is a broken system. What we really want, where you and your family are going to thrive, is when money is no longer part of the conversation, when it's not even part of what enters into what you're going to do today or tomorrow or how you're going to live. Then you truly can understand what it's like to be a human and live a life with just the ability to treat other people the proper way, treat your wife the right way, treat your kids the right way, because the stress is so much less. And that's all because of network marketing.
Awesome. Everything you said just hits home right now for me. And drop some love, guys. Drop some thumbs up, some hearts for Brandon, and taking the time out of his busy schedule. Guys, if you knew how much he did throughout his day, you would understand how valuable it is for him to spend this 30, 40 minutes with us. And with that, we will end the interview, guys. We're doing another one next Friday. Stay tuned to see who that is. Brandon, we appreciate you. And, we've done some amazing things over the last 6-7 years, and we're just getting started. So the next 6 to 7 is going to be even better.
Oh yeah, man. Drop Tim and Sarah some fire bombs down there. Give little baby Soleil some love.
You froze up on me, Brandon. I don't know if he's frozen for all of you guys, but we'll end the interview there. Thank you for hopping on, and we will see you next week. Bye now.